Yo, my name's 2MV. I'm a DJ music producer based out in Wolverhampton, the UK. And yeah, I've been DJing now for about 10 years across the UK, bars, clubs and stuff like that. And I've also been producing as well. So my debut album came out in 2020, and from there I've been doing the 2MV sessions. And now we're on the VibstaPe.
Hi, I'm VibstaPe. I am a fusion musician and I have been doing music since the age of 6 or 7. I started learning with the vajra, harmonium in my satsang, and then learnt guitar a bit later, and found myself kind of fusing the two sounds by the time I was in my late teens. I'm based in Birmingham, proud, born and bred, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to sharing this tape with you.
So I messaged Vibs in 2019 in November, and on Instagram, off chance, you know, I message everyone that I want to work with or that I want to collaborate with. So yeah, messaged her. I don't think it worked out the first time, and then the second time I messaged her again, off a whim, basically off chance again in June. And that's where we scheduled to meet. So she was actually living in London in 2019. And then when I messaged her the second time, she actually moved back to Birmingham, which worked out in the most unexpected way. And yeah, that's how we kind of met, really, just talking on Instagram. And then we scheduled a studio date, and then the rest is history, really.
So I connected with 2MV on Instagram. As you mentioned, he slid into my DMs and asked me if we could collaborate. At the time I was in London, I was doing a lot of gigs, and my job was there as well. So I was asking him to kind of hold off for a bit. But then obviously COVID happened. I moved back to my family home in Birmingham, and then we reconnected sort of summer 2020.
Yeah.
And that's when I came into studio. He talked to me about the project. We were in Pirate in this very room actually, and we got our first track down. So that's how it all came together.
So the VibstaPe is a mixtape of covers. It's something that I've always wanted to do with an artist and really kind of take covers in a different way musically. And the VibstaPe is all about kind of me and Vibs basically collaborating as two creatives. I feel like I've really Vibs taken me out of my zone as a producer. I've also learned how to engineer in that time as well. So when I first started, I never really knew how to record properly and stuff like that. Vibs can probably tell you that as well. I was always off key and all that. So it's been a learning process as well. And it's kind of like an amalgamation of myself and Vibs sonically, really. So I've pushed her and she's pushed me, and it's like us in a project basically. Yeah.
So the VibstaPe, for me personally, it's kind of my favourite songs, the hand-picked songs that I really love singing and really enjoy singing. Some of which I wouldn't have necessarily picked out. I think 2MV kind of pushed me in a way that was out of my comfort zone, particularly in the Punjabi kind of Bhangra side, especially with Aja Mahi. I would have never ever done that out of choice initially, but it taught me so much about my vocal range, how far I could go, you know, how much I could do with my voice and how like versatile I could make it. So yeah, that's kind of VibstaPe is my favourite songs, some of 2MV's favourite songs, all together in one.
So the process was actually, I touched upon it a bit earlier, was a massive learning process. You know, before that, I wasn't really sitting in studios with artists, so I learnt a lot. It's a massive learning project actually for me as a producer, as an engineer, so I think, you know, before I was just a beat maker, you know, making beats for vocals that I used to get from India, and now I was actually really crafting the whole recording process, really crafting the song selection, really taking my producer level to a whole nother level basically. So yeah, the process was quite crazy in terms of learning, and I think too crazy because it started off during the pandemic. We kind of made it through the pandemic as well, and you know, it's taken us a year and a half, maybe more, less maybe, and to get to this point. So it's been a A long process, a crazy process, and a very fun process as well.
I found the process really fun. Although it's been extended over like a year and a half, it's been a really great journey. I've learnt so much through the process, and working with 2MV as well. We've worked on beats, sounds, elements, genres that perhaps neither one of us would work on otherwise. So overall, I found it really, really insightful, interesting. It's helped me grow as a musician and a singer.
Were there any challenges?
I'd say being pushed outside of my boundaries, and I've never worked on a piece or like a body of work like this in the music scene before. I've done loads of covers over the years, individual projects, individual collaborations, but never like an entire kind of album, never an entire tape. And it did come about really organically. Like 2MV mentioned, I tend to, because I do a lot of fusion mashups, when I play guitar I sing like 3 or 4 songs with the same chord sequence. So sometimes when he produced a beat, I'd be in studio and it would just come to me and I'd start humming it and he'd be like, oh, sick, go record more, like go do the whole song. And that's how it kind of developed into this we had, before we knew it, 4 or 5 tracks. Where we put it together and it sounded good, and we really actually pushed away from the original sounds in a lot of these songs as well, which is a bit risky, but we feel like it's fresh, it's a new vibe, and yeah, it's been great. So next from me, after this VibstaPe, I'm going to take a small break from music to focus in on more personal life things. But we really hope that you enjoy what you hear. This piece of work is really close to both of our hearts. We've put in a lot into this, and through the pandemic as well, it's been up and down. We both had really busy kind of lives, and it's been that one constant thing that we've been really excited to put out. So yeah, we can't wait to hear what you think of it. Please do share your comments, and yeah.
So what to expect next? I think following with this video, we'll give you some kind of inkling of what it's all about. I think just expect the unexpected. That's number one. I think it's a very unique project, I think, and I don't think it's something new in the industry. I think expect the unexpected and expect basically the best of me and Vibs. And this is literally a project. I can't say it was just one person or the other person. It is literally like both of us fused. So really expect that. It should be coming out soon following this video. And yeah, get at me on the socials at 2NV Music. And what's yours, Vibs? At VibsBatia. And you'll find everything on there. It should be out on most platforms anyway. So yeah, take a listen and let us know what you think. Peace.